All right, you anxious buggers. I am back, finally home after visiting my friend for a week. I will keep it undisclosed whereabouts he lives because we did actually go out to do some approaching. Now, I was really hoping, and I know I've said this many times in videos about me getting in-field footage for this channel because I genuinely believe how important it is to be able to demonstrate and prove, what a coach preaches. And in my mind, I find it's really important to actually have something that shows you guys what I do when I'm going out to warm up, or what kind of things I do and give advice on when I'm out coaching people. And I gave my friend, my best friend, the opportunity to actually film for me. He offered, and he was like, Daniel, if you need footage for your channel, give me the camera and we'll go out together. And as much as I'd love to say that it went as smoothly as I was kind of hoping for, no, it didn't quite go to plan. Now, he found it very... what would be the phrase for it? I mean, he found it kind of anxiety inducing to have the camera gear and to be essentially doing the role that I do with other dating coaches when I'm out and about. And I also found it then very difficult. I was so stressed out giving him my equipment because it is thousands of pounds worth of gear that I tend to be walking around with, when I'm filming coaches. And I was constantly in my head, like watching him as he's filming me, as well as he was saying to me, literally in between some of the approaches I was doing, how anxious he was. And then that was like bouncing back and forth to me. And in the end, we only got a couple of videos on camera, or a couple of approaches on camera, which it's frustrating because I really wanted footage, especially for over the week, but it just didn't unfortunately work out to plan. And we found as well that because of the location where he lives, there really wasn't that much traffic compared to London. We spent about 4 or 5 hours out each day, and he was doing approaching as well as me as well, because he's now newly single. But the fact that I think we did probably about 5 approaches each in like 4 or 5 hours. And like, we were like genuinely really, really looking. And albeit there was probably maybe another like 3 or 4 that could have gone for, but then just how the opportunity played out, it was just unfortunately not going to work. Like, either they were just caught in like too crowded of an area, or they went into like their office or something. So I managed to get like 5 approaches in per day. But even then, yeah, footage wise, because of just how my friend felt, the camera just ended up getting put away. So yeah, it was what it was. I did feel a little bit gutted about it. I'll be able to, I think, show you a couple of the infields that I did get, or the ones that I did get. But yeah, I'm gonna have to think about a better way to get hold of infields, and what's going to be the most appropriate way to do it if I'm going to be filming on my own. My camera, or my DSLR, for those who have seen me out in London, I mean, it's big. It's it's big. I can't really sort of like hold it against my chest because the camera is obviously set up, but it's it's not a subtle thing, and I don't really want to be necessarily running into approaches with the camera just dangling around my neck because of just the height of where the camera is going to be. I don't think it's going to be appropriate. So I'm going to have to think about the best way to get in fields if it's just me on my own. I don't really want to do like too undercovery or have like the footage that looks, I don't know, sleazy in some way. I'd rather have something that's very demonstrative and literally just for demonstration purposes. So I'm going to have a think about an alternative way to do it. It's on me that it's not on my best friend. He did the best that he could. But I mean, if he was genuinely uh genuinely struggling with having the camera. And then there were moments where we went into like a shopping center, and then he was like touching the camera and filming as I was approaching, and then there's me stressing out going like, no, don't touch the camera, like security will come over, don't. It was, in the end I think it was overwhelming. I need to probably either find someone who can actually film for me, who maybe can use their own camera gear, so I don't have to like panic and stress about mine, and maybe someone who does have the experience. So, I mean, you guys should just be aware of how lucky you are that I am the go-to person for filming for every other dating coach. But when it comes to the situation where I need footage, I just genuinely struggle because I've got no one who can film it in the style that I do for everyone else. So I'm going to have a think. But if anything, what it did show me whilst I was in this undisclosed location was just actually how important it is for me to just be still going out on the regular, to be doing approaching. And if not for my own dating life, to be able to just be more comfortable with having the camera on me with filming. I think that would be just really important. But at least then maybe it'll take my mind off of, if I do end up giving my camera to my friend again or to someone else to film, that I'm going to be a lot less anxious and in my head thinking about, is the camera okay? Where is that person and stuff? Because that was just constantly on my mind while I was approaching, and it just meant like I wasn't having as much fun as I was hoping to. And, you know, it's different if I don't have to worry about my camera or worry about the person who's filming me because they're comfortable doing it. But in the end, I still had a really good time, like giving it a go with filming and having my camera passed on to my friend. I absolutely respect the fact that he gave it a go, or gave it to the best of his ability. But I am going to just have to think of another way to film my approaches, and then you can sort of see how I'm doing. Like, I've still got to review what he gave me, and I have no idea what the shots are like. So I will probably do that at some point this week. But be rest assured, I will put out in fields at some point, but I am going to just have to think about the best way I'm going to do it. So yeah, there you go. Right, I thought I'd at least fill you in. This has been like my first day back in my house. So yeah, it is what it is, but I will try my best to get something out and sorted as soon as possible.